Okay, Matthew, this is, I think, your first or second time maybe with us. Matthew is new to the office and new to real estate and new to the PC program. So you want to turn your camera on if I'm not putting you on the spot and say hello, as long
Sure,
as
good
you're not driving or
morning.
something.
No, I'm not driving. I just need to put on a shirt.
All right, so Travis, you go first. Travis Vitale, tell us who you are, sir. Welcome to KW. Welcome to the office. Welcome to PC.
Hey, good morning, everybody. I'm excited to be here. Brand new agent, so I'm looking to, some of your experience just to help me through this, and definitely yours, Bill, and trying to set up a plan this week to get this year started off right. So if anybody has advice for somebody brand new, bring them on.
All right. Well, I tell you what, you're in the right place at 8:30 on a Monday. So congratulations. First step done. All right, Brad.
Welcome.
Brad is new to our market center and new to real estate and new to PC. You want to tell everyone who you are, sir?
Hey guys, my name is Brad Spencer. I am a former corporate trainer for Toyota. So I've spent about last 15 to 20 years in the automobile industry with a smidge of a background in construction. And I figured, sales and construction, why not real estate? So joined the Keller Williams team. Excited to be here and excited to learn some new stuff.
Awesome. Welcome, sir. Justin DeMar. Justin is new to the office as well. Welcome, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
He has been with KW in a couple of different places, but he has now found his home here. So anything you'd like to share? Introduce yourself real quick.
I'm just excited to be part of the coaching program. It's something I've always wanted to do. For some reason, never did, and I'm just excited finally to join it, be a part of it.
Awesome. Welcome, sir. And last but not least, Matthew, you're up, sir.
Good morning, everyone. Happy New Year. I'm Matthew. I have been in Atlanta since September. I am an actor, singer, dancer, new to the real estate industry, but I am very happy to be a part of this coaching program. I'm learning a ton.
All right. Welcome. Well, for those that are new and for those that want a quick reminder, the first thing we typically do in the morning is express a little gratitude or share some good news. Anyone want to share anything from their holiday weekend? Good or bad? Anything to celebrate, guys?
Well, I did an open house yesterday for Cynthia in our office, and I had a couple of people come by. It was successful in that I met a lender, came by to see me, and she actually has a minimum credit score of 580, which might help some of my potential buyers. And I met a neighbor who has a friend in California who's thinking of moving to the area, and another young couple getting ready to get married in April. They said they had an agent, but I don't know. It sounded a little iffy. So I'm going to follow up with all of them, and hopefully there's some potential business there.
Awesome. Don't waste any time now, because if they came to your open house, remember they likely went to other people's open houses too. And now it's going to be maybe not the best way to say this, but it's basically going to be a competition on who can impress these candidates or these prospects the most. And that is likely the agent they're going to choose to work with.
Absolutely. Well, I've already kind of offered to have the young couple participate in my virtual homebuyer seminar next Wednesday. They're interested in that. So I'll be sending them some information on that today. And following up with the neighbor, because she wants a copy of the seller's property disclosure for the house that we were at yesterday. And then the lender, we're going to have coffee. So definitely have plans to follow up with all three.
That's awesome. When you're on the phone with the lender, now, so correct me if I'm wrong, but it sounds like you now have almost like a new marketing pitch, if you will, or a potential marketing pitch, because there's now a segment of the marketplace that you may not known how to have served, let's say 3 days ago, but now you have an ability to serve them. So you can ask that lender, hey, tell me a little bit about where do you find the people that are interested in this type of loan program, right? And is there any collateral that you want to share with me, or is there any marketing that I could help you with or participate with you, you know, use this as a learning opportunity, right? People who
Yeah,
use this program,
definitely.
where are they at? And how do I get into relationship with them? Make
Yeah,
sense?
definitely. And we already talked about her participating in my virtual home buyer seminar, because I always have a lender present to talk about the you know, pre-approval process and underwriting and all of that. And she's agreeable to that. She wants to be involved in that. And she also talked to me a lot about USDA, because again, this home is incoming, but it was sort of north coming going towards Gainesville. So
Yeah.
we talked about a lot about USDA, and she showed me the map up there, and it's pretty wide open above Gainesville as far as USDA,
It's
which
pretty much the whole, pretty much all of it.
right, 100% financing. So it was all
USDA
good
loans are
information.
applicable for rural area. I can't even, never been able to say that word. Rural areas. Okay. Who else? Who else wants to share?
I went to my first open house yesterday. It was hosted by Alma.
Yeah.
I just wanted to see what it was about and what happens. And she was really, really nice.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you for helping her, and thank you for, I'm glad you're able to get some good value out of that. Perfect. It's a pretty house she's got down there, isn't it? All right, one more. Who else wants to share? Okay, let's move on then. So I sent out a very, very, very detailed email yesterday. You guys see that? That was way more detailed than I normally am. And I feel like it will be that will answer a lot of questions in the future. And I wrote it in a way that is both helpful, in my opinion, to those that have been in the group for a while and that are brand new. So it defined all of our terms. It helped, it gave you a direct link to our PC roadmaps file. The PC roadmaps file has a lot of the basic tools that we use to identify, right, how much money do we need to make or do we like to make. It then takes it to the economic model, which the economic model basically converts the income goal to the daily activity. And the daily activity generally revolves around contacts and appointments or appointments. Then we set up our GPSs, which are the 1 goal, 3 priorities, and 5 strategies, so that we can go ahead and secure all the appointments that we know we need to secure over the course of the year. And then we move into the calendar. So there was a video which I linked to in the email yesterday, which was kind of a recap of 2020 and setting the vision for 2021, where we went through all that stuff in detail. Does anyone have any questions about any of that? Okay, I'm going to share my screen for 1 second and just show you something on the reporting really quickly. Okay, so in 2021, we're going to report a little bit simpler, and I won't take but a second on this. The only things we're going to track, you can track more if you'd like. I'm certainly not going to talk you out of that. But contacts, database ads, pipeline ads, seller held appointments and seller taken, buyer held appointments and buyer taken, pendings, which is seller and buyer, and closings, which is seller and buyer. Okay. Remember that in light green, that's where you put your goals, and in light gray, that's where you put your actuals. Okay. And I will be, when we do our coaching sessions, we're going to quickly look at how you're reporting or what your numbers are, and if there's any things I see there that need further discussion. And we'll look at that stuff from a large perspective as well. Okay, we've got some pretty big goals for 2021. And I just want to share a couple of our goals for the month of January real quickly. Okay, so as of now, not to put you on the spot, Justin, but Justin will most likely be our 70th person in the group. Okay, so I do believe that these goals are absolutely attainable. Absolutely attainable. Okay, my goal is to have 65 appointments in the month of January from this group. 65 appointments. That's buyer appointments and seller appointments combined. Okay, I want to take 41 listings. 41 people will agree to work with us exclusively, or we will agree to work with them exclusively. and with a goal of closing 23 units and earning $206,000 in GCI. For 70 people in the group, does anyone think these are unattainable? Okay, I agree. Now we're on. All right, everyone clear on the goal? 65 total appointments, 41 of those will agree to work with exclusively, 23 units, and $206,000. Okay, so as many of you know, I know I'm all over you guys about your numbers, and that's what a sales leader should be doing as far as I'm concerned. But I also have goals of my own and goals that I'm held accountable to, so I'm going to be sharing those throughout the year with you. Okay. Okay, does anyone want a couple of cool strategies to make sure this stuff happens? All right, beautiful. Any questions so far? Okay. One of the things that I want to make sure we do, as I mentioned before, I'm in the kind of about middle of the way through with one person and about to start tomorrow with another person for kind of an assistant coach. Okay. And so that is coming. It's coming quickly. It's coming soon. Hang tight. Okay. The idea there is we're going to have, like I mentioned the other day, a number of events throughout the week that will be contracts, negotiations, script practice, business planning, orientations, all kinds of stuff where it's kind of the, I don't want to call it elementary stuff, but some of the foundational aspects of building your business and building your confidence. Okay. I want every single agent to have a very, very clear business plan. We have lots of resources for that. We have lots of examples of what that looks like. And I want to make sure that you guys are laying eyes on that every single day, okay? You got to, every once in a while, you got to put the CEO hat of your business on and say, hey, how's my guy doing? How's my woman doing? Do they have the tools and the systems and the disciplines and the focus and the appropriate schedule to do what they know they have to do? Make sense? So I'm going to encourage you guys, if you do not have that model in place, let's talk it through. There's a couple people I owe some feedback to, and there's a couple people that you owe me a draft of the GPS. So if we've talked about that and you've not sent that to me, just take a couple minutes. I know it's probably not going to be that good. I'm not here to pass judgment. I'm just here to help you make it better, okay? Okay, remember, we have a kind of a system, a very simple path to netting $100,000. Okay, I'm not suggesting that's the magic number, but 9 times out of 10, when a realtor comes into the business, that's what they want to make. If you want to make more than this, then all you got to do is increase it slightly. If you want to make less than this, all you have to do is decrease it slightly. Okay, but to net $100,000 selling, working with sellers and buyers of an average price range, which in our market is about $350,000. Okay, it's the 4-3-2-1. You set 4 appointments a month. So per week, you set an appointment. Per week, you set an appointment. 3/4 of those, or 3, you will hold. You'll do 3 buyer and or seller appointments per month. 3, that's it. Okay. 2 of those 3 you will agree to work with, and 1 of those 2 you will close. It's going to take a month or so probably to get that closing work through, but you set 4, you hold 3, you accept 2, or you take 2 pieces of business and you close 1 of them. Is there anybody on the call that if I said, Kimberly, all you got to do is set an appointment a week and hold 3 a month, and I'll give you a net of 100 grand. Is there anyone that thinks that's a bad gig? Kimberly, you're sitting here thinking, oh my gosh, why didn't I get into real estate sales earlier? Right? Okay.
I could be a lot further ahead.
Well, what do they say? The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago, and the second best time is right now. Right? It is what it is. Let's just move forward, right? Now we're here to help you build a career starting right this second. Okay. The other thing that, the other tool that I want you to keep in mind is, I haven't come up with a fancy, silly little acronym for this, but basically we know that you need 11 daily contacts. This is winning the day. This is what we were talking about, winning the day. Okay. You speak to 11 people per day about real estate, 5 days a week or 20 days out of the month. You should generate enough contacts in order to book the 1 appointment a week. Okay. Some of those people might be strangers. Some of them might be people that you have relationships with. It doesn't make a difference, okay? You talk to 11 people per day, okay, 5 days a week, you should generate that one appointment. So 55 contacts per week will set you one appointment, okay? Now, the next thing we want to do is what we call the 5-5-5. So anyone want to tell me what the 5-5-5 is? I know
Social
somebody.
media strategy, right?
Yep. Do you recall what it is specifically, Donna?
Is it, let's see, I know it's 5 comments on other people's posts.
You have 5 likes, 5 comments, and 5 direct messages.
That's right. Okay. Again, this is just a tool. You don't have to use it. You could do 4, you could do 20. It doesn't make a difference. It's just a tool so that you can use social media in a very systematic, predictable way. So 5 likes. Go like 5 things that your people are sharing. Okay. They're sharing it because they want recognition. They want attention, right? When you guys share something, do you go back and look to see how many people liked it? Of course you do. Okay. So recognize it. Like 5 things that people are doing. Take the time to comment on 5 others, and take the time to write a message on 5 people's timelines or direct message them. Hey, I was thinking about you today. Looks like you had such a fun trip to Florida last week. You know, what's your favorite restaurant in Destin or something? Just start a conversation. Okay. You'll get to real estate eventually. Just initiate the conversation. Okay. All right. Next, 2. We want to add 2 people to our database every day, guys. 2 people to the database. Okay. I set a goal to add 500 people to my sales business this year. Okay. 500 people. I'm going to work 250 days. And the people that work with me are going to work 250 days. Okay. And two people per day are going into the database. 2 people that I did not have a relationship with prior. Okay. Or maybe I had one, but they weren't in the database for some reason. So my commitment to being a realtor, whether I'm part-time or full-time, it doesn't make a difference, is I'm growing a business. And the way you grow a business is you grow the people that you're in relationship with. You grow your exposure. So I'm going to encourage everyone today, find a number that you're comfortable with. Maybe it's 1, maybe it's 2, maybe it's 4, I don't care. Find a number that you're comfortable with and ingrain that into your soul. These are the number of people I add to my database a day, no exceptions. Is that fair? Okay. If I was in control of all of you, it would be 2 minimum. Okay. The last one is how many people are we adding to our pipeline per day or per week? Okay. When I sent out the email yesterday, what did I say? I said, add 10 people to the database this week. And my recommendation was to add 3 people to the pipeline. So while you're in all of these conversations, the key is we're going to be looking for people that have a desire and have a goal and have a timeline of the next 12 months to transact business. Okay. If they're in the next 12 months, then they will find a home in your pipeline. 3 people should be added to your pipeline per week. That's my goal for you. Okay. Now, I also sent you a little calculation that I want you guys to all take a couple of moments to really hone in on. Okay. The first is, hang on 1 second. Justin, I'm not positive I sent this to you yesterday. I'll send it to you this morning though. Okay. Don't worry. Okay. For the database, we know, again, we're talking about winning the day. I know some of this stuff is we've talked about before, but it's January 4th. I want no excuse. You guys have all heard it now, okay? The research says for every 16 people you have in your database, you should have 1 closing a year. Okay? So that should tell us a couple things. Number 1 is if we're going to net 100, which is approximately 12 sales, then we need a database of 16 times 12, 192 people. If you don't have 192 people in your database, it's gonna be, you need 192 people in your database ASAP, okay? So instead of adding 2 people to your database a day, maybe you double it until you have your 192. You should be working overtime until you have a database of 192. If you have a desire to close 20 units or 40 units or whatever it is, multiply the number of units by 16. That should be the target size of your database minimum as quickly as possible. Everyone understand that? Okay, now, I've said this many times before, but I'll go ahead and say it one more time for you guys. If the average commission check is $10,000, which is actually a little higher in our market, average commission check is $10,000, and I just need 16 people in my database in order to get one of those, then every person that I add to my database is worth $625 annually. Does that change your attitude around how quickly you grow your database?
Absolutely.
Okay. So you go add 2 people to your database, you just put over $1,000 in your account for next year, as long as you communicate with them systematically. Make sense? Is that pretty exciting or what? Okay, and the second goal is the number of people in your pipeline. Okay, remember the pipeline is a living document. My recommendation is that it is not, I know opportunities can do this, and I know that you can make a really snazzy Excel file or Google Drive file or whatever to show you what your pipeline is. Trouble is that a lot of people are going to be behind on their goals. And if you're behind on your goals, you're not going to be digging around the internet for a sheet to confirm that, okay? I want it to be in your face all the time. So put together something visual. Michael, you still have yours handy? Can you show it to us real fast? Very nice. Ooh, nice and different colored and everything. Okay, so that's the point. Have it in front of you so we know who's doing what when, okay? I had a ranking system that I recommended on the sheet here based on how quickly they were going to transact business. In the next 60 days, they're 10. 60 to 90 days, or 60 to 120 days, they were an 8. 120 days to 180 days, they were a 7, or I'm sorry, an 8. And then 6 months to 12 months from now, they're a 7. People will come onto that list, the rankings will adjust, people will come off that list, people will buy, people will die, people will surprise you, it doesn't make a difference. It's a living document, okay? That should be examined daily, okay? Michael, you ought to walk in the room and say, oh my gosh, I only have 4 people that are gonna be buying or selling homes in the next 12 months, and my goal is 12, and my family needs me to sell 12 to, take my kid there and pay off that debt and all that. Okay, well, you better get to work, okay? No one's knocking on your door and saying, hey, by the way, does a realtor live here? I just got this really nice pre-approval letter. You happen to know a realtor? That ain't never gonna happen, okay? You gotta go hunt them down, okay? Okay, next. Any questions thus far? Is this helpful to kind of summarize some of this stuff? Okay. $625 a person, y'all. Go find some people and add them to the database. Think of all the tools and knowledge and data and graphs and all kinds of loan programs, refinancing options, vendor list, all technology, all these kind of things we can offer people. There should be no reason why we're not initiating conversations with everyone we see, okay? Because remember, if we're really good at what we do and we have a lot of confidence, got to remember, and I hate saying it this way, but I just don't have another way of saying it. Like, the average real estate agent's not that good, okay? They sell 2 to 3 homes a year. Okay, if you sell 2 to 3 homes a year, you're not making enough money to not have another job, right? Which means you're even more distracted, okay? And we also know that the average prospect is gonna, in 70% of the time, is gonna work with the first agent they meet. So we just need to be the first agent they meet and not totally botch the appointment, and we should get the business. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, we also have a tool that is called the daily success list right here. All right. This is my attempt. I'm have never claimed to be a graphic designer, but it has the right stuff in there, right? The right stuff is tracking the actual things that I'm asking you to track: contacts, appointments, contracts, that kind of stuff, right? And it also helps me identify what is my one thing for the day. What are the things that I know I've got to do each day, like open command, review my pipeline, check my goals, read affirmations, check the technology, look up the statistics, whatever it is. Okay. What do I do every day? Go to the gym, walk the dog, call my mom. I don't care what's on there. If it's something important to you, put it on there so you remind yourself to do it. Okay. And then a little bit of reflection, right? What promises did I make that I need to execute on? What did I learn today? What did I do well today? What did I struggle with today, etc. Okay. And then reporting is a cinch because all you got to do is just tally it all up. Make sense? What questions do we have so far? Okay, I'm going to try something new for the first time, which is Thursday night, this Thursday night from 7:30 to 8:30. In this room, I'm going to do a kind of a little town hall for dual career agents. So I don't know if dual career is the right word. What I have in mind is if you have distractions in your life, I might have the whole group here, right? If you have another job, come to this session because I want to make sure in 2021, we're working to we're working to make sure that whatever time you got for the business, if it's 1 hour, 10 hours, I don't care. I want to make sure you're doing the right thing during that time and you're as productive as possible. And I want to make sure that you feel a tons of support from our group and me in particular. Okay. So I'm gonna, there was a number of people from the survey that commented about being dual career, obviously, and I wanna make sure that you guys have the tools you need to succeed. So we're gonna be doing Thursday night from 7:30 to 8:30, or Sunday afternoon. We're gonna do 2 of them. You can come to both or one of them, whatever, from 4 to 5. Okay, so 7:30 to 8:30 Thursday and 4 to 5 on Sunday. Okay, if you can't make either of those times, just call me, send me a message, let me know what's on your mind. Make a list of how this program could be perfect for you, and we will incorporate all of those ideas. Okay. Any other thoughts or questions?
So that's for people who have multiple careers, or for people who are just need a little bit more focus.
I don't want anyone to read that and say, I don't want to, that's not for me. If you want to come, you're more than welcome to come. What I have in mind is that it is people that essentially are having a hard time participating on a daily basis or a weekly basis because they, have another commitment at 8:30, or they're not able to make the masterminds, or, these kind of things. So I mean, Corey, you're full time. If you have some suggestions for that program, please feel free to come.
Got it. Thank you.
Okay. So we want to give everyone an opportunity to, number one, to meet and maybe to form more of a kind of a small group, if you will, and make sure that the group is providing what it needs to provide so that you can feel like you got a team. Make sense? Okay, and then don't forget, I want to just review one last thing about some GLG stuff, which is I'm going to highly, highly encourage everyone to begin to participate in the high accountability group. Okay, don't be scared at the title. It's from 10 to 10:15 on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 10 to 10:15. The link is in the email. Okay. And I always send out the link. He hasn't sent it to me yet, but I'll send it to you right now. It is right here. That is Robert Doyle's Zoom room. And what he's going to do is he's going to go around in a circle. Okay. There'll be agents from all 3 offices there. And the goal is you're telling the group what it is you've done in the last 48 hours to create a client and what you intend to do over the next 48 hours to create a client. And then 2 days later, 48 hours later, you get in the group again on Wednesday and say, hey, you know, I said I was going to write 50 handwritten notes and knock on 50 doors. I did that. I found 3 clients, and this is what I'm up to the next 2 days, right? It'll give you an opportunity, number one, to hear ideas of what other agents are doing to create clients. And it will prove to you that virtually all lead generation strategies work if you work, okay? And virtually no lead generation strategies work if you don't work, okay? And it'll give you some ideas on, oh, that would be cool. I never thought about doing that. Okay, great. Now you have a way to find some new business, okay? It's an in and out. This is not an opportunity for you to tell the story of the, you know, paying client that you're dealing with or something like that. It's strictly, what am I doing to find business? What am I doing to, what did I do to find business? And what am I doing to find business? Make sense? Okay, what questions do we have right now? Who wants to tell me what the DT, D2 letters are for the day or for the week? Anybody? Anybody?
A, W, and N.
Great job. Thank you. So if the person has DTD2 as a method of what is setting up a system where you do not have what's called call bias, right? Where you say, oh, George, like, yeah, that thing at the end with the wood rod, it kind of made the deal not so great, so I don't think I'll call him today, right? If his name ends in A or W, you're calling him this week. That's just what you commit to do, okay? That'll help you stay organized. So every week, those letters will change. So this week, it's A is an apple, W is in winter, and N is in Nancy, are the letters who you text, okay? Text the people that have a last name that ends in N, and call the people that have a last name that ends in A or W. Corey, can you hear me?
Yeah, sorry.
I just sent you a private message. Can you read that real fast?
Oh, yeah. Okay, so I don't know if everybody saw it, but I sent out a message to the group via the WhatsApp chat, and I'm starting a book study group. So I know some of you have commented. I know John and Matthew are planning to join, and I might have scared some of you off by saying, by putting some requirements. Can everybody hear me? My internet connection is saying it's unstable. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Corey.
Okay, thank you. So I don't want to scare anyone off. I really want to encourage participation in reading and growing. So the requirements were to, number one, contribute to the conversation. So which that would require the reading, or at least partial reading. So because we are, you know, I made it kind of an aggressive goal to cover 2 books each month, which means about 100, 150, possibly, you know, more pages each week that we're reading. But I think this is going to help level up. So that's the first requirement, is to contribute to the, you know, discussion when we meet. The second requirement was to help lead one of the sessions, and that's just to kind of, you know, I created this, in all honesty, because I can't, I do a lot of reading where I'll pick up a book and I'll read a chapter here and there, and like making it all the way through. It doesn't always happen, but I notice that when I'm part of a book study group that I do the readings. And, but as a new agent, having this aggressive study group, I don't know that I will, be the, leader or facilitator rather of the conversation every week if nobody else steps up. But, it would help greatly if others could help shoulder that. So, and I think everybody else would get a lot out of it, because when you're facilitating something, you actually, you know, when you have to kind of teach, then you have to really learn the material. If you're not up for that, if you're like, I can't do that, I'm sorry, but you still want to participate, I'm not going to shut you out. So I was born in the Midwest. I'm a nice girl. So anyway, if you are interested, please let me know, and I'll add you to the chat. And you know, feel free to call me or text, you know, if you have any questions. I'm happy to talk about it with you. But the first book we're doing is Atomic Habits. Is this backwards? It looks like it's backwards to me.
No, that's correct.
Okay. So Atomic Habits. And so you can see, like, I've bookmarked like what I've read so far. And this is the part I've still got to read before we meet on Wednesday at 7 p.m. We're going to be meeting on Wednesdays from 7 to 8 p.m. If we need to reschedule here and there, we can, but I'd like to keep it to that time. But you can also get the material by audio. So Bill has been great about finding all these, you know, YouTube free videos. So this one, there's this YouTube channel where it's like a computer generated voice where it basically reads out the content of the book. So I actually listened to the first part of it. I've read some of it, but I also listened to it, and I kind of got used to it. It's a little, you know, at first it's a little computer-ish, but you can.
It's really computerish when you like 2x the speed.
It'll be like in 1898, a psychologist named Edward Thorndike conducted an experiment that would lay the foundation for our understanding of how habits form. So anyway, but you know, whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, if you have some questions or interest, just reach out to Corey. She's been wonderful at putting that opportunity together. She gives more homework than I do, huh?
One other thing, the next book is called Limitless by Jim Quick, and if I put that one as the second book because it's about speed reading and comprehension. And so the idea is, if we can learn some of these speed reading and comprehension skills, then we'll be able to speed through all these other books with no problem. So
smart.
Thank you.
Smart. Thank you for putting that together, Corey. Okay, guys. So if I started listening, I'm about an hour and a half or so into the first book, Atomic Habits, although I've read it before. It's you guys, we don't, one of the things that he says, for those that have started to read this, he says, winners and losers have the same goals, right? They all want to win. They all want to make good money. They all want to have fun and make an impact and all that. The question is do you have the systems in place to do that, right? Many of us have goals to achieve results that we're not used to achieving, or we don't have a history of achieving. Is that to say it's not possible? Of course not. But you can't have a $60,000 plan and expect to make $200,000. Okay, you can't have a $60,000 system and expect to make $200,000. Okay, you got to have a $200,000 system or a $300,000 system even, right? So that's why we start with the systems, right? We start with the database, we start with the daily routine, we sprinkle some technology in there. We have a great supportive group of people that are going to help us hit our goals. And I'm excited, guys. 2021, this is our year. We're gonna crush it. Okay, so just stay focused on what your plan says to do. Okay, if you don't have a plan yet, let's connect and we'll talk about it. But in the meantime, use my plan, which is the 4-3-2-1 plan. This week, set an appointment. Just set an appointment. Okay, and this month, January, go on 3. Go on 3. Okay, make sense? that'll take, everything else will take care of itself.
And we're doing Bold 100 on Wednesday.
Yes, I'll talk a little bit more about that tomorrow, but as much time as you're willing and able to give on Wednesday, my recommendation is clear your schedule. We're gonna really pound the phones and really work hard on Wednesday so that we can front load our month and we don't have to worry about our numbers all month long. So the goal is to speak to 100 people on Wednesday. Okay, so when you're setting your goals, take that into account. If you want any list from Cole, my assistant's back, just send me the address of the property, and we will send you a list of the 1,500 people or up to 1,500 people that live closest to that address. And I can have that to you same day. Okay. All right, you guys. As always, it's a pleasure working with you. I'm super excited to see what this year holds for all of us. And your goals are my goals. Okay. So if I don't know your goals, tell me, because we're going to create a plan to make sure you hit them. Got it?
All right. Thanks, Bill.
All
Happy
right,
New
y'all have a
Year.
wonderful day.
Everyone.
Thank you, you too.
Thanks, Bill.
Welcome, new